What was your first impression of me, and how has that changed over time? That's a good one. I'm going to ask you that like every other month now.
I was scared of you. I should say, okay, I was intimidated. Sometimes.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, great.
And how do you feel about like now? Am I still intimidating?
At times, right? But I think I've kind of figured out a little bit more how to handle some of the things, right? Because I think like sometimes you can be, but I think it's just you being unapologetically you, which that's one of the things I love about you.
I think I was really scared to be just unapologetically myself because I have a hard time being vulnerable sometimes with people, and I think you know that. And just the way that I've been raised, right? Like as someone who's like coming from like a different country, like as an Indian woman, like we're not meant to be vulnerable. We have to like just take it as it comes and go with it. And I think that's why like a lot of my like exterior is very much like I will hustle and like do all these things and like look intimidating. But I think when it comes down to it, like I am a softie, but like only you know that. And now I
agree.
Guess don't tell anyone.
I guess everyone knows.
That's
but
a secret.
Yeah. If I lost all my memory, what would be the first thing you'd tell me about us?
Oh, that's so good.
That's a good one.
That is a really good one. I don't know if I would tell you like the things we did, but basically like the feelings we have when we're together. Like comfort and like just feels like home.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I said I wasn't gonna cry. I think it would be more like the feeling of home. I think that's where I would tell you like this is a safe zone and like this is home.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree with that. Yeah.
That was a really good question.
No, that was a good question.
I hope you don't forget me though. I'm very unforgettable.
I agree with that. Yeah. No, I agree with that too. I think it would be utterly devastating, but if you had to start somewhere, it'd be how we if you start crying, I'm going to start crying.
Too late.
Is how we felt about each other.
Yeah, it was like that the frozen moment of like walking in and just like everything. It just made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, stop it.
No, I completely agree. All right. Ooh, okay. How do you feel our differing backgrounds affect our relationship? That's a pretty good one.
That is a good one. I think we have pretty similar family values, but I think there is a difference of me being like an immigrant.
Yeah.
And like coming from like a very immigrant like Indian background because I think like I've always like had this like nervousness of being with someone who wasn't in my culture because I didn't know if they would understand.
Yeah.
That was my concern, but I think our relationship kind of like helped me understand like that you're always going to be there. Like you're not going to say like, oh, you can't do this, you can't, like you're very much involved in my family as much as I am now. And I think that was really nice. But I think like I do think like sometimes it differs because like I feel like I have more of like a family obligation to certain things. Right. And I'm like, I was really scared about bringing someone into my life who wouldn't understand that.
Yeah.
So, but I think you took it like really well, and I was pretty open with you. Like, hey, these are my responsibilities, and if we are serious, these will also be your responsibilities.
Yeah.
And you took it well, and like everybody really likes you. Yeah. They love you, actually. Not like they like you too, but they love you.
I knew what I signed up for as far as like obligations and things like that. And your obligations obviously become my obligations as we get married. And I think it's just been really overwhelming to like, you know, we have this event or we have this holiday or we have that. And it's like getting adjusted to that and acclimated to that has been kind of challenging because again, and sometimes I get overwhelmed, but by like just the sheer numbers. Your family is so big. Like there are times, and obviously this is something we joke about where it's like, I forget people's names, right? And then I'm just like, oh, shit.
Nice to meet you. We've met before.
Right. Yeah. Oh, my God. That was one of the most embarrassing things ever.
Where are you hesitant to ask me and why?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I think it does come back to the conversation about like family stuff, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like, and again, it's I'm trying to understand because like from my perspective, right? It's like, do we have to? Like, if it's
Mm,
not something that you feel super pumped about and something that you're obligated, but like again, I think it also comes down to like cultural differences,
yeah.
right? Because it's easy because like I don't see my parents as often,
Yeah.
and I'm kind of okay with that. I love my parents, right? But like it's a much different thing
Yeah.
between my culture and your culture in
Yeah.
that sense. So I think I am hesitant to bring up certain things because I feel like you'll get defensive about it, and then and I'm not trying to cause an argument. I feel like I preface that a lot where it's like I'm not trying to argue with you.
I still get defensive
I
about
know, yeah,
it.
I know. I just want to have a conversation about it. I
Yeah.
just want to talk about it. But I think I am hesitant
Yeah.
about asking that or bringing that up because again,
Yeah.
I the last thing that I would ever want to do is for it to come across as if like some kind of schism between you
Yeah.
and your family or like me and your family. Like absolutely not. I would never
Yeah.
ever want to do that. It's just there are times where it's like, do we have to? I know it sounds bad. It's just it's me getting more acclimated to
Yeah.
the idea that this is not just your obligations. These are our obligations now.
Even if there's things that I'm not pumped to do, but I like know I have to do it because like as like in my as a woman in my culture, it's like you're kind of obligated to do these things or like go to
Right.
these events and
Yeah.
do these things. And I hesitate asking you those things now because like I just don't want the answer to be, well, I'm really tired and I need my day and like I know you need your time, but at the same time like I need you to kind of be like, okay, this is for your family and they're also my family and these are also some of my obligations and like we should do this together. Like we
Mm-hmm.
should go as a unit. And I know that there's going to be days where it's just going to be me that's going to go or it's just going to be you because like one of us needs time to ourselves and that's fine. Like I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. But I think like the annoying part isn't like us not going together. It's more like people asking like every 5 minutes,
Oh
like,
yeah.
where's Dan? Where's Dan? And I
Yeah.
have to make
Mm-hmm.
like a public announcement. Dan is not here because he's working. Please leave me alone for the next like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like the part that like I don't want to keep have to answering that
I get
question.
that. I get that. Yeah, that would be irritating. Whoa. Okay. What is the pain in me you wish you could heal and why?
I don't know if you would want me to bring this up, so I'm gonna pass on that one.
Okay.
I can tell you at home though.
Okay. I mean, that's up to you. Like if you
I think you know.
I feel like I
Yeah.
know, but yeah.
What about you?
I feel like you're very hard on yourself. Yeah, and that always bothers me because I've told you that before. Is like when you are really hard on yourself, like it sucks and I hate it, and I I don't know how to fix it, and that sucks.
Yeah. Getting better.
I know. Yeah.
I think it helps having a partner who's very supportive and like just like my biggest cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
So don't make me cry. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What do you think I need to hear the most from you and why?
I think that you're good enough, and I wish that you would believe that a little bit more.
I think what I would want to tell you is that you're very loved and you always will be. And your family, like not only as my husband, but even before that, like my parents gained another son and they're so excited about it. And I want you to know that like we have your back. I'll fight someone for you. I can't end the fight, but I'll start one.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
I'll also volunteer you for fights, but that's okay. But I want you to know that you are so immensely loved within my family, and you will always have a role model, or if you need one, and you'll always have a best friend, or if you need a partner or someone fun to hang out with, you can go to any one of us, or you can come to me, and we'll always be there for you. And I'm never gonna miss any important moments in your life. I'll always be there, even when you piss me off.
Well, thank you.
Why do you love me?
I think I said it before. You're just so unapologetically you, and you're strong and you're fierce, and especially like how much you love people, the people in your life. Like, I am amazed at how much you care for other people.
I told you not to make me cry anymore. And I think like the same for you as well. Like, I think you really put yourself in other people's shoes and try to understand why they feel a certain way, or you just accept me for who I am. You accept people for who they are. And I feel like being around you is one of those things that I would never take for granted, because it's just so fresh for me every time. And like, every day is a new day, and every day is just something fun with you, no matter like if we're fighting or arguing or having the best time. But there's no one I would want to spend my time with, and no one that I would want to feel grateful about being in this world with. Like, I know people, like everyone says there's always another half, but I feel like you're my whole and not my half, because you're there to make me me, and you let me be me.
That was really good.
I brought mascara.
We're out of questions.
Do you want to have more intimate conversations with your partner, but they're reluctant to join you? Do you sense that there's a more fulfilling connection that you can build, but you don't quite know how to do it? I'm proud to share with you 12 Questions for Love. It's a toolkit, it's a roadmap so that you can deepen the relationships in your life. In this book, you'll learn how to create the physical and emotional space so that you can have a transformative conversation. 12 Questions for Love, a guide to intimate conversations and deeper relationships.